welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for a Netflix bought film called Monster, not to be confused with the various other monster titles out there. Have a look on IMDb, there's at least 6 or 7. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do give me a thumbs up, that really does help in the analytics for YouTube. You know, it's looking for those comments, it's looking for those likes, and it's like, do people actually like watching this guy? Thumbs up. And that's how apparently the algorithm works. A smart, likable 17-year-old film student from Harlem sees his world turned upside down when he's charged with a murder. We follow his dramatic journey through a complex legal battle. So this film actually came out in 2018 and was screened at a few festivals and garnered some interest, although the critics generally didn't like it. I think it's sitting around 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, but you know, that's out of 7 reviews, so not many people have seen it actually. Now, I guess 180 countries around the world on Friday, the 7th of May, is going to see this. And I'm interested to see what people think of this. It's based on a novel. I believe it's critically acclaimed, but these days it seems like every book of this genre does seem to be critically acclaimed. I thought the acting was really good. I thought everybody in the cast did a really great job. John David Washington, Jennifer Ehle, Jeffrey Wright, Jennifer Hudson, Tim Blake Nelson, Gerald Jerome. So Anthony Madler directed this, and he's more known for his music videos. If you have a look at IMDb, he's done a plethora of music videos. So what he brought to this story made it good and bad. There are moments in this where it definitely has his own voice and uniqueness about it, which I think he kind of needed to do, because there are a plethora of stories that have been told like this in this genre. You know, why a person has been abused by the police or by the court of law, or is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then we see this court story and how the family dynamics are played into it. We've had the story told a lot, and that's not to say that this film isn't good. It's just that they needed to kind of do something different to tell this story in a unique perspective way. And what we get is a narration from our main protagonist, who goes through a day in the journey of his, well, not in a day, his journey. You see it or you hear it through his perspective, and you get to see the day, the events that lead up to that moment that ended him up in jail and then ended him up in court, and you get to see it kind of through the eyes of a film student. And so I thought that was quite unique. I quite enjoyed that aspect of it. The thing is, it doesn't always work, especially when it's trying to be more arty. So because it's a film student, you get to see some of his footage, you get to see the story jump backwards before the time to kind of build up that character base, and then it jumps to the court, and then it jumps to how he's experiencing his time in jail. And it does sometimes feel difficult to follow the narrative thread of what the story is actually trying to do, what it's actually trying to be. The majority of the film I really enjoyed, even though it's a film that will get your skin up, your back up, because if you are a person that gets really irritated by injustice, which we get so much, and it's a story that continues to need to be told, and I 100% believe this, until we get it right, until things start changing, then these stories need to be told. And I do hope by there being a plethora of these type of films that eventually things will change. We can all but hope, right? And, you know, continue to try and change little bit by little bit. And hopefully if Hollywood is seeing that, and people around the world are watching what Hollywood kind of pushes out, or filmmakers push out, then that will start to change, or have a adverse or a very good effect, you know, a different effect. That was my rant on that as a theme. I think it kind of needed to be spoken about, because that is one of the major themes. Then we get back to the storyline, and I think putting apart the sides when the points don't quite work, the artistic measure and the acting behind it, when it is working, it works really well. And I think part of that is part of the caliber of actors that we have in this. You know, they definitely carry their weight with the lines that they're given. Some of the actors here aren't even given many lines, but when they deliver them, you believe them, you're emotionally involved, especially towards the end. The film does something as well. It kind of makes you ask the question that you weren't expecting, and I'm not even going to tell you what the question is, so that there's no spoilers, but it kind of makes you question and look at both sides, which I really appreciated. And I think a lot of films like this, or stories like this, don't often tell that side of the story. It doesn't give you both sides equally, or give you a chance to think about and form your own idea about who was right and who was wrong. I think that was brave to do. Maybe that's why critics didn't like it. It needed to decide on what fence it lay on. I don't buy that. I think it was clever with what it did. I thought the acting was good. I thought it was interesting. I think it's a solid B film. I have seen better in this genre, although I really enjoyed the acting, and I was behind the story enough for me to get to the end and say, okay, what's going to happen here? And then kept me thinking a bit towards the end. So let me know what you thought. I thought it was a bit long, even though it was 1 hour 40 minutes. I think it could have been shaved to probably 120, maybe 1 hour and a half. There were moments I did clock watch and think, okay, I get what you're trying to do here, but we don't need all of this in the film. But that's just my opinion. Looking forward to chatting in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and choose.